Creative speak is where we shine. Oh, sharing stories so divine. Life experience in the light. Every moment feels so right. Voices rising to the sky. Dreams alive, they never die.
If you're checking in with us for the first time, Creative Speak is a platform for creatives to share their artistry, life experiences, and all the good stuff in between. I am Zelda. I am the creator and the host.
Hi guys, I'm Gen Z co-host Saray.
Wait, can I ask something?
What is it?
Wait, so is it Gen Z co-host like every time, or is it just co-host? Because
You don't follow her.
What you
I'll tell
say?
that right
no,
now.
because Saray, she'd be like, "Hi, I'm Saray, Gen Z co-host." Like, do we have to say our generation every time?
I would say no, and you don't have to. Look at me,
No,
son.
I'm not even trying. I'm not even.
I am. Don't follow her.
Okay.
Okay. Follow me as
Co-host?
I follow Christ. Okay.
Okay.
You don't have to say that.
Okay.
You don't.
So you want to read the?
No, I want to
No, I
keep
want
it.
you to leave all of this in, Bass. Don't take out anything.
All right. Hi, my name is Marquise. Co-host. I'm a co-host.
Yeah,
Come
you
on,
want to
that's-
separate.
it-
His boy graduated from college.
still
Leave
Gen
him
Z.
alone. But everybody knows
Not
that he's
everybody-
saying for the 90s.
Yeah,
My bad. Okay.
In the
Gen Z
studio with
host.
us today is neither Gen Z, no. In the studio today, we have a beautiful young woman that I found on Instagram. Her name is Taja Arnold. Y'all should do something. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, what am I doing? Something has to work. We have also some visitors with us in the studio too that's helping. But I'm gonna just read a little bit about her. I think you're awesome. I haven't even talked to you yet, but just looking here, you are a licensed associate marriage and family therapist. Jeez. You're a Christian therapist, which I also love, an identity coach, a licensed minister. Just a little bit. Come back a bit more. And also a speaker who's devoted to helping people discover who God created them to be. In your bio, it says that you blend faith, mental health, wisdom, and practical tools to support healing, confidence, and spiritual growth. That's pretty impressive. And I like your downside too, because you do Pilates.
Oh, yeah.
And
Definitely.
walks in nature, roller skating. And I love the ending. You just enjoy being a daughter of a king.
Yes.
So welcome to the
Thank you.
platform.
Thank you, y'all. I'm excited.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. We were kind of talking before the cameras was rolling. So I'm just going to start in. We all have our questions. You guys ready? And these are questions that we kind of come together and decide is what we are interested in knowing and also what we feel our followers are interested in knowing. So I'm going to start with some, I want to ask this. I saw, and I could be wrong because I saw you on Instagram saying this in one of your clips. Back in 2022, God gave you something called Born with a Crown.
Yes.
Okay. You said a little bit, but I need to hear some more. So tell us about what is Born with a Crown.
Yes. Okay. So, Born with a Crown is the inheritance that we have associated with Jesus, right? So, typically, when you think of a crown, right, you think of royalty, you think of a princess, a queen, things like that, right? And yes, that is part of it. But the main majority of Born with a Crown is the inheritance of Christ. So, I love the saying that God gave me is, before there was a crown of glory, there was a crown of thorns. And when you think of the thorns, right, the thorns weren't beautiful in sight. Like, they were hurtful, they were sharp, they were used to humiliate him. And so even that was the case, it was still planted on his head, right? So because of the crown of thorns, we have victory because of Jesus. And so Born with a Crown is basically just, hey, you are connected with Jesus, you have an inheritance with Jesus, and on top of that, yeah, you are a royal priesthood. Yeah, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Your identity is in Christ. So that's what Born with a Crown is.
That's beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
How's it been going with that? Like just putting it out, like how are you sharing that? That's such a beautiful message. And I know there's like aspects of branding, and you know, you have your logos and you have your, you know, your things that you do to appeal to people, but that's a visual part.
Yeah.
How has it been like just making the connection with Born with the Crown to people that you meet or people that follow you online?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So I feel one thing that I'm always encountered with is people who have dealt with rejection, people who have battled with insecurities, people who have struggled in relationships, pain, emotional trauma, emotional stagnancy, all the things that relate to trauma, right? And so when I'm in contact with people, I use Born with the Crown in a way to pour into their identity. So whether you're a Christian or not, you are his child, right? So being born with the crown means you have purpose. Being born with the crown means you're here for a reason. And so I like to pour into people. I like to make people feel seen. One thing I love doing is giving my undivided attention to somebody, because that is just the first step to allowing people to feel seen. You listen, you pay attention, and you show compassion no matter what. So I think that's one way that I definitely show Born with the Crown in the way that I conduct myself before words come out of my mouth.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now you see, this is what I'm saying. You know, when you talk about what do you use your gifts for?
Yeah.
What do you, when you find them, what do you do? Do you use them to get money? Do you use them to impress people? Do you use them to compete with people, to hurt people? I think it's always inspiring to me when I see that you have the capability of doing all of those things. And if people decide to use their gifts in that, you know, arena, then, you know, that free will, you do what you want. But it is very inspiring to see someone young as well make up, you know, in their heart and their mind that this is what I want to use that for.
Right.
You could use that whole Born with the Crown. You could be doing all kinds of stuff with that and it'll work. But I commend you on that. I think that's a beautiful thing. So we're gonna pick on you this time, since you're not a Gen Z anymore. You separated. No, I'm teasing you.
I didn't mean to say that. And if you know what's funny, it sounded weird not saying it now. That was my fault. I take.
So you saying that Saray, she?
I was right.
Yeah. She was very. I was right. She was enthusiastic. Yeah.
She was excited. She needed to hear that.
Yeah.
You heard what Taja said. Hey, you know.
Yeah.
The compassion. So I'm gonna let you start, because you have some good ones in the card that I like them. So I want you to start it off.
Okay. So the first question will be what's your favorite Bible verse for encouragement?
Okay. I don't have one, to be honest, but I would say in this season, I think it's Isaiah 61:3 that talks about he will make beauty for your ashes, or something along those lines. And I love it because it caters to emotional healing. So like beauty for ashes, like, or ashes for beauty, one of them, right? So yeah, ashes, emotional pain, hurt, trauma, but beauty in it, you know? And I think that right there just, it does something to me, because it's like, wow, thank you, Jesus, you know? So, yeah.
Awesome. My next question would be, when you are sitting with a client, how do you practically draw the line between like acting as their clinical therapist versus like acting as a spiritual mentor or minister?
That's so good. Okay, so to be honest, 90% of my clients are Christian. So God has assigned me with those who are Christian, and that's one thing. That's how I know I'm in the space to be a Christian therapist, or just in shepherding in general. So when it comes to Christian clients, they come in wanting Christian therapy. So it's easy for me to create those boundaries, but also show up clinically while also showing up as like a shepherd in a way, right? The thing with clinicians, we have modalities that we use. And so that's different than shepherding. Like shepherding, like I'm going to call you after session, or I'm going to call you and we going to talk on the phone for hours. But when you're my client, we're not doing that. So we are going to have our session. If you need me afterwards, there's a limit. Like, we're not speaking all day. So separating those two, because there's also an ethical background that I have to follow suit with. And so that's definitely how I do it, just having boundaries and letting my clients know, like, hey, no, if you have an emergency, I'll talk to you at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
And that's okay. I think that's, not just practical. I think it's just wise,
Yes.
To be able to do that. And I know, like, we all have it where we want to help people. I don't think any of us here doesn't have a friend or family member or even a stranger sometimes that we do. You just want to help, especially when you hear they have like help, So I think that it's good to say, hey, let's do this with some limitations. Right? How have you gotten better in that area? You doing good? You doing all right?
Yeah.
You're doing much better.
Yeah.
We just conversation. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
She's spoken to me. She's young. It's no one specific that we're mentioning, but I know there's been times that you've had like elder help, like what they're asking me. How do you feel when you see that? Like, if it's almost spilling into what you started off with, like, okay, I spoke to you for 5 minutes yesterday. Why are you calling me back again today? Like, how have you dealt with that from then to now?
Like, what do you mean, like
The boundaries.
with other people?
Yeah, like just saying, like, you know what, there needs to be something set. Like, that's a good blueprint for what it should look like. But I'm asking you to stir up conversation about where you started with those boundaries to now.
I feel like in the beginning it was hard, and it's still hard. So it's like, I feel like knowing what the boundaries can lead to, I think, like without the boundaries, I feel like the outcome, I think about that and then just push past that. Like, it's okay, they'll be fine.
Yeah, that's discipline.
Yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard when you have a heart for people. It's so hard because it's like, I came from a fixer background where I wanted to fix all my friends, make sure they was good, buying them stuff, giving them advice on the phone. No. Like, I was exhausted. And so, it's hard, but there has to be boundary for your own sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that too. You are also another heart, is just good-hearted person.
Yeah, I definitely had to, as getting older, I had to learn, like, how much effort I put, like, towards, like overstepping my boundaries in certain areas. So, like, I definitely believe, like, more importantly, what I like is that instead of it, like, going into more boundaries, like, it's kind of like leading it more to God. I think that's ultimately good, like, the thing, because there's only so much that I can do or anyone else can do, even though we can do a lot, but ultimately, like, God is the main person to lean on.
In the context of you dealing on a personal level. We know with you have good thing. You do have that kind of fence.
They teach you that very well in school. They're like, make sure y'all have boundaries. They was drilling in our head, make sure y'all have boundaries. It's like, wow, okay, got you. But I see why. And
that's good for those that are coming out. I like this space. I'm only staying on it for a reason, because we have so many people that we know, and just ourselves, and just in general, that have that overreach. And it is difficult. I'm not even gonna talk about it. It is hard. But if anyone is interested in mental health counseling, with that background of fixing everything, or just with that side of just even a spiritual side to want to always intervene, you better get ready to put some boundaries up, and know that it does take a discipline even in helping people. So I like that a lot. You have
I have one more.
You have one more, right?
So I know, like, as I guess not just Gen Z, but, like, I guess all generations, like, it can be hard kind of finding, like, a healthy middle ground between, like, our daily lives, working hard, and, like, going to God. For you as a faith-based therapist, like, how do you help these generations find a healthy middle ground between working hard, trusting God, and protecting their mental peace?
I'm still learning that for myself.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah.
I always welcome
I don't
it.
got
I
all the
appreciate it.
answers.
Thank you for your honesty.
Yeah, I'm still working on that for myself. But what I have learned, with the help of like God, honestly, is having time to rest. It's very cliche, but it's so true. Like, we have to find rest. We have to, that's why I have all these hobbies too. Like, because I need places where I have outlets. Like, I do Pilates, roller skating. Like, I need places where I can just be. And so that balance, I don't believe in balance. I believe in structure and rhythm. And so finding structure, finding rhythm and flow, whatever that looks like for you, is needed. And so resting, getting enough sleep, like your nervous system needs rest. I mean, your nervous system is very important. It also affects your faith. I said that yesterday on Instagram, and a lot of people were agreeing with it. And I'm like, yeah, your nervous system affects your faith. And so what does that look like for you? It's important to find out. Yeah.
I totally agree with that. And just being honest, and a lot of us, we don't have it.
Yeah.
We're still learning, and I think it increases as you take on more responsibilities. It increases when you do begin to stretch out and do more things. And I had to realize that sometimes you feel like you have it, and then you find out that you don't. Yeah, when you get inside of, and you're getting older. What is it like? I am going to tell the entire world, and I don't care. First of all, he made me not say anything after I embarrassed him. I did. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do?
No, I get it. I understand.
Thank you.
You deserve this.
Thank you. I want to say that my son just graduated from college last Saturday.
Congratulations.
With his degree in music. He's going all the way with, all of the things that God is doing for him. But you definitely were tested with trying to figure out how to fund. I've never seen anything like someone in their last year of college.
Yeah.
It's like he morphed into you remember. I think the young people were just, Lord, please help Marquise. Like, it was like, what did you get? Like, you saw how it was trying to manage and balance all of that stuff as you started to get more intense with your study. How was that at like your breaking points and stuff?
It was very stressful. But like I had to trust God. Like, the whole reason why I graduated was because of God. Like, just me being there alone, like, I know it was God, because a lot of stuff happened where the school that I was at previously, like, they lost their accreditation, so I had to find another school. But in that process, like, just having to get to familiar with the school environment and everything, it was hard, but I really just thank God, just because like, every time I was in something, like, God always made a way for it to happen. So I'm just thankful.
I saw the structure kick in.
Yeah,
the structure
that too.
kicked in. I like the wording that you use. Like,
structure.
Boundaries on structure and organized. There was some things where you was like, I can't do this today.
Like,
I'm gonna have to not do this with you guys or do this on my own. I'm gonna create a schedule. You started to have your own stuff in place. Like, okay, I need to study from this hour to that hour and this and that. So it does take, when we do use the word boundaries, I don't think a lot of us think about boundaries as structure. So that was a really good thing that I'm listening to help.
And I was going to say real quick, I love that you said that you thank God for taking you through that, because it makes me see, I see you as, you went to him in your time of like, this is a lot. And I know I'll just say Bible, but come to me.
No.
Okay. Oh, amen.
Completely. You already know I'm going to always go through the Bible.
Come to me, all who are weary. I can imagine you was coming to him as often as you can. And so that was a part of your structure. And so that's powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, come to me, all who are weary, and he'll make a way. Yeah.
He did, because you learned too, I couldn't help. I am the official mama bear. I am. Leave me alone. I don't care what anyone says. But you're right in terms of us and that's the beauty of it. we have the structure in the spirit. We have the letter in the spirit.
Yeah,
we have
that's
God.
good.
And then we're getting tools from people like you that can help us with it. You already know I'm coming down your way. I stay on her really, really hard. I do. She knows why. So you have your questions. You are ready to do this?
Yeah.
You smiling? That's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
Right.
In our generation, we're always on social media, but everyone is feeling alone. So what guidance would you give a young person having those feelings? And what are some ways that we can combat those feelings?
So feeling alone, yeah, so you're right. Social media definitely can increase those feelings. I would say when it comes to feeling alone, if somebody was to come to me and say, hey, I've been feeling so alone lately, I will ask them, do they have community? Because you can feel alone and still be in community, right? But like with community piece, like, do you have community that fits you, that's for you? I think we underestimate, I know I did at some point, community. And so I had a community, but I wasn't investing into my community. I was like going to church and then I'm out. I'm dipping right after service. And so I would say try. Like, let's try. Like, let's go and do things that are going to fill your cup, whether it involves community, whether that's church or going to the tennis club or going to the gym, whatever it looks like to you. Focus on community building, hobbies, and spend time with Jesus. Like, Jesus is a friend. And I know it's very, like, some people don't want to hear that, especially if they're not Christian, right? So I don't want to, I would have to discern what's going on with that person and who that person is. But yeah, just like, lock in with community. And yeah, that makes sense.
It makes sense, though. Just from experience, too. How much have you said it in the last episode about how times were hard? You had these challenges, but you were grateful that you had community, too.
Yeah.
So I'm going to piggyback on her, and I'm going to pick on you some more. So in terms of community, give anyone listening examples of what that experience can be or what it is for you to have a community where you feel you fit.
Okay, so, well, like prior to having a community, I did feel like I was alone. So it was like, it was like loneliness to just feel like I didn't belong. So like when I came into, at church and into the youth ministry, it was like, now I can, like, if I'm having a bad day, I don't have to say, guys, I'm having a bad day. I could just be like, you guys want to go to the movies? And so it's just like, having that community to just do that.
Yeah. I've seen the change with them all, even the ones that are on the side of the wall, who I won't mention. I know firsthand what that has done. I honestly never really took that word from myself. It's strange to be in a space now where I'm creating it by the help of God and I don't know, every day I feel like I see it differently. Like you said, you have it but you don't utilize it. And then I think I had to walk through what it's like when it's missing. And then I filled that void, like you said, with the presence of God. God is in the presence of 2 or 3. He says, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name. See, that's the thing. It's in my name. It's not 2 or 3 gathered in their name. It's 2 or 3 gathered in his. He comes. He's there. So I realized that when I connect with another part of my body, I feel him even more. I do feel him alone, of course. It's an individual walk with God, and his presence can overtake you by yourself. But there's something about the strength of it, iron sharpening iron. And like sometimes I can just come in the presence of another believer who is more stronger or just in tune in a different way, and it will do something to me.
Right.
I don't even have to say anything. It's just like, let me sit near or be near this person for this moment, and they don't even know how their light is shining on me. That's why I always say, be yourself and bring God with you. That's good. Because they're not always going to tell you, like I love what she said, I'm having a bad day. I read that differently because God anointed me for what I'm doing. I didn't get this out of a book. So if they say, I'm bored. That can mean I'm lonely, I'm upset, I'm hurt, I am tired. It means a lot. So I want to say that because I know we have so many people that are disconnected from that experience. And it's tricky because sometimes we're taught that if you have community, you're weak or you're relying on it or it's a clique. That is not true. That's not true because the community is open. It's not an isolated space in God. It is available to anyone who desires a place to rest. You know, that's why I'm telling you all this. When we're out, I am always pulling. You notice, I know some of you going, why does she, some of them, they've grown, praise God. But some of them was looking at people like, what they doing here?
Girl.
And I'm looking like, well, what you doing? You know? So it's just like, you know, with Christ, the community is open.
Yes.
It's not reserved for the party community of Christians, the dating community of Christians. I don't understand that. The brunch only Christians. Like, what are we doing? And I'm not talking about if you're doing. No, I'm just using terms, or even the evangelizing only Christians, or you know, the singing only Christians. What is this? It's a full open space, and it should not just be us. It should be unbelievers there.
Yes.
If they're not following you around, even the angriest ones,
Right.
they feel something good. They don't know what it is, and they get mad because they don't like it. They don't want to like us, but they have to.
Yes. Like, there was a certain point when I was growing in my faith, I thought I had to cut all my old friends off.
No.
And it was just like, no, you don't. You don't have to. So they may not be where you are spiritually, but that's okay. Like, who are you to be like, oh, no, you're not where I'm at. I need to be with the saints. No. You be yourself, like you said. You be yourself. You be authentic. You can still hang out with them, but you also have to know your boundary, your capacity, what you're willing and not willing to accept, and they have to see that on you.
Yeah.
And if they're your real friends, they're gonna be okay with your growth and what's going on. But yeah, we don't have to just be with like believers all day. I don't think so. Sometimes it molds into it just being that, you know, you fall away from those friends and you just all your friends are Christian. Like it is what it is. But yeah, we could learn something from everybody.
Long as you bring them into where you are, and they don't lead you, you lead them.
Yeah.
You know, you have to know, like, I love that too, your boundaries. And we know, we always say, well, Jesus hung out with sinners, but Jesus didn't sin.
Yeah.
Nor did Jesus portray sin, nor did Jesus okay sin.
Yes.
He hung around them for a purpose, and whatever that purpose was, he left who he was when he left. If you are being transformed by where you are, you're not strong enough. You got to wait until you're able to convert others. Jesus told Peter that. When you are strengthened, that means that you have to get there. You're not there yet, Peter. You're close to me, but you're not strong enough to be without me. That's what we have to remember a lot of times in this, experience. It's okay to stay near where strength is. Why would you do that to yourself? I came out from the world. I have a strong testimony. And people just look at me and I don't know what they think now. And if they see more of God, I'm glad. But I came from a hard place, really hard. And when I separated myself, because he said, sanctify yourself, I separated myself. He didn't have to steal away everything that I love. I moved from what I loved because I loved him more.
Yes.
So when I separated from that, I couldn't see my friends.
Yeah.
I wanted to. I missed them. But I knew that I wasn't ready. I couldn't take the atmosphere. I couldn't explain my faith yet. And I experienced early being around people and not able to have an answer. And that can be overwhelming too when you're not, learned in the scriptures yet. You don't really know how to defend your faith yet. They will tear you apart. Yeah. By the time you finish and you're a baby Christian, you don't really have enough word in you, you be confused. Yeah. So not to say that I'm saying this because I feel people in this episode that's going to listen. And I want what's sound and what's truthful to stay in them about community. So this is good.
Yeah.
You got more.
Oh, yeah. So, on the topic of social media, I feel like a lot of people portray different relationships, whether it be friendships or like, I don't know what to call it.
Situationships.
Yeah, stuff like that. I don't know.
That's y'all word for the generation.
Yeah, all of that. So like, what do emotionally healthy relationships and friendships look like for young adults?
Beautiful question. Safe. Love is safety. So I would say a healthy friendship, a healthy relationship is just safe. I'm going to go back to like the nervous system thing a little bit. With your nervous system, when it feels safe, because your brain is always scanning for trouble, it being safe shows you like this is okay to be in, this person's okay to be with. And so safe, I would say the fruit of the spirit, compassionate, loving, kind, gentle. No one's perfect, but if a person is demonstrating fruit, I would say that is a healthy dynamic in a healthy environment for sure. Yeah.
Safety. Anything
Safe.
with that? Because and just because of where you are, especially being young and single and, just not someone that can kind of do anything all the time, in terms of I know that you are trying to accomplish as a young woman. The word safe, how does that sound when you think about relationships now?
I wasn't expecting that.
Me either.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it makes sense though, because I feel like, I don't know, when I'm anxious, like noticing what you just said, it's like, it always turns out like kind of bad.
Yeah.
Like with friendships. And it's like, I don't know. I just like that.
Yeah.
It's really like.
Can you give us like maybe one or two examples of what it's like an IDing this is a safe situation? Let's talk about, relationships between, intimate relationship, right? And then a friendship. Can you give us an example? Like, this is a green flag. I know we talk about red flags so much, but this is a green flag that this is safe in a relationship, an intimate relationship. And then this is safe in terms of like a friendship.
Yeah. So I would say for both romantic and friendship, it's safe when you're authentic. So if you're willing to be your full self with that person and you're not questioning what you're saying and how you're going about things, that is a green flag for sure. But to be specific, in romantic relationships, I would say safety looks like reciprocation. Safety looks like gentleness and compassion. Safety looks like concern, and obviously not like jealousy concern, but concern like of your well-being, and accountability. Safety is also accountability. So in relationships, you want somebody that's holding you accountable, that wants you to grow. And then same thing for friendship, like fun. I would say friendship should feel fun. Friendship should feel accountable. Same thing as relationships. So yeah, those are definitely what comes to mind.
I love that.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the green flag? Because he doesn't play.
Yeah.
This is like he does not play with any of us.
That's
like,
good.
No, he's not playing with anybody. So how do you feel hearing like some of those green flags? And
like for me specifically, or for like
you start giving too much. These girls don't be DMing me about my son. Okay, y'all know some of you have already had to say some things to y'all. Okay.
Oh wow.
All right. So you just figure out what you want
Well,
to share.
He's like,
I'm not opening up a can of worms. You do what you want.
No, I was just gonna speak because I do have a lot of young women in like my life, like as sisters.
Yeah.
So I would say like for that, like for Saray, when she was saying earlier, like I don't know, I think it's good to have safety in relationships because sorry, I'm drawing a blank now.
Right.
Yeah, I just see with the like my sisters in my life, like it can be very easy to kind of give like your, I'm trying to find a word, like
give yourself
to people that are portraying something that you're looking for, but ultimately like it's not that.
They're playing games.
They're playing games. And that's why I'm very overprotective over the young women in my life, because I know like the enemy can, you know, get into that space where it may look like something, but it's not like it can be one-sided, you know. So
it's a good checklist.
It's a good checklist for sure,
for women and men.
For sure.
Yeah. Men too.
Yeah.
Men too. I'm seeing more abusive relationships with young men than I ever imagined.
That's true.
Life.
Yeah.
I'm in a different generation, but I feel sorry for some of them. I really do. The women that, you know, they're connecting to are just toxic.
In the mouth,
Oh
the foul,
my
it's like the
gosh.
foulness in the mouth. They may not hit you, but they're gonna tear you down with their words. And our words are sharper than a double-edged sword. Like at this point.
Absolutely. No,
So-
they tolerate it more. I'm not going to say they, the stereotype, but my situation with young men that I know tend to kind of have a I don't know, like they tolerate it a lot more. I don't know why it's more acceptable for a woman to carry on that way than a man. If a man, you know, it's like a double standard, you know, get away from him. He's this, he's that. How, you know, you got to run. You got to, you know, but it's so many young men that are being abused. And it's not reciprocated. The things, all the, you know, the green lights, the green flags you gave, that's not happening. There is no gentleness. There is no care. Very selfish women. I want your time. I want your attention. I want your money. I want your everything. Forget about your principles. Forget about your, no, it's me. You're going to do what I said, you know, and that's, it's, if you guys are listening, all right, if you're listening, please take note of what safe relationships look like on both sides. There are abusive friendships. I've never seen that either. Like, you are my property. I've never seen so many people in my space who are okay with friends abusing them. That's abusive, and you know, that's a whole nother conversation. But take these safe tip guides. I'm going to say, so that you can, you know, kind of measure that and be okay. Right? You good? She's looking. She just
I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the men enjoy that toxicity type of ordeal? And I guess maybe I could speak to the guy. Like, do you feel like some men actually enjoy a woman who is like talking down on them? And because it's like, why do they stay?
Yeah.
Because I work in a high school, and so I do like little teenage couples therapy. I'm the therapist in the high school, and so they come in and the girl's talking crazy to the guy, and I'm like, what in the world? You letting her talk to you like this? And they're okay with it, and I'm like, what is this? So what do you think that is?
Honestly, I'm not really sure. I would say because I guess just this generation is much more different now than, you know, generations before. So I would say like a lot of like safer relationships, or just like the standard, I guess, in a relationship where there's both equal, like, you know, communication in the household throughout generations. Like, it's not here now, it's kind of amplified now to where like the toxic like dynamic between one another is like more better,
More acceptable.
And I don't know, I honestly, I'm not really sure, but I do think like, I think it has a lot to do with what's going on social media. I think what, especially for the young people, I think is what they look at, who they're following, who they're listening to. That can play a huge part, because unfortunately, the celebrities and the people that we are looking at now in this generation are not a good example, unfortunately. So I think because of that, it's kind of portraying this persona for young people, like they should be this way or they should tolerate, you know, a partner or a relationship in that toxic way. So
I hate the enemy. He's so strategic.
It is a bigger picture. We know that. It's
Yeah.
a bigger
It's
plan of
definitely a
it,
bigger
the breakdown. And I like what you said too about like what the standard is, what has changed. There's no real
there's no standard anymore.
there's
Yeah.
no expectation. You know, like the way that, you know, we're allowed to be or we're encouraged to be has no restriction. There's nothing to look at that would say that that's not okay. So I agree with like shadowing, accepting. If it's something that everyone is doing, then it must be okay.
Must be okay.
It's normal
Yeah.
because they do it. So
Right.
I have mines. I think you answered so many. You answered some. I wanted to come back because we are on a dating. Let's stay there for a second. It's good to have a therapist here. So this to me is the dating app culture. Don't y'all get mad at me. Y'all know I don't really have too many friends. I was trying to hope I could get some from this podcast, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So I'm gonna say it's the dating app culture. Constant online comparison. Now y'all tell the truth, because it's continuously, always comparing ourselves to someone else or something else. Period. Right?
Yeah.
And then we have the text only communication. I've never seen people break up, propose, like just text.
Sex is crazy.
Is some stuff should you not say, or is it
Right,
just
yeah.
me? I hate you and I hope you die forever. Do you want to talk about it? Look, you want to talk about it? Read. Where's the rest of the conversation? Are you going to say something? Just
facts.
text only. Anything. You could literally, you know, even get a therapist. It's a therapist. It's a person that's supposed to talk to me and get to see who I am. And we're going to talk about everything that I have almost killed myself over the last year through text, right? So text only communication. That is breaking down a lot of traditional relationship skills. Communication is a skill set. You won't develop it or know you need it if you've never used it. So you won't know that it actually works if you look someone in the eye. It helps you to see if there's something in them that's not honest. It helps if you can hear me say, I don't want to talk to you anymore versus reading it in the text. I'll text someone, I hope I see you tonight, and they read it like I said, yeah, I hope I see you. What are you saying?
Like, why you ain't put no
What are
emojis
you
in there?
talking about?
Right.
The whole back row is laughing. They know what I'm talking about. That's a communication skill.
Yeah.
Well, some of us
What is
are.
happening?
Right,
of us
she's
are
texting.
occupied.
She's occupied in her text world. She's dying. So I do know that does help, you know, to create the narratives that don't really exist, and there is an importance with human connection. It is, and then being able to internalize what's being said to you, and give the person a chance to explain what they mean. Because what happens is I'll say, you know, I don't like what you said to me the other day. From my heart, it means I'm hurt. I thought that you cared about me. You made me feel like, but you will hear it and maybe say, oh, well, you know, I didn't mean it. It's dismissive, right? Instead of saying, well, that wasn't my intention. What happened in that moment? Like, I would never see, there's two sides to that. It's like, I just told you that I don't like something, which is probably hard enough for me to do. And then you don't continue the dialogue. We just cut off. We make up our minds about people. Because we don't want to do the work. We don't want to, we had a good service last night, and our pastor was talking about that. There's some things we just don't want. We don't want to hear anything else but what we think, and that's what we're going to stick with. So with all of that being said, right, with the dating app culture and the constant online comparison and the text-only communication, how do you help young clients build real, secure attachments when their daily environment feels so superficial, so fake. I don't want to talk to her because she fake. I'm not going, she fake, he fake, we fake, they fake. But you have fake hair at the time that you're saying it. Fake nails, fake breasts, fake eyelashes, fake legs. I mean, just be realistic, right? We have additions, we have lashes, we do whatever. But it amazes me that, you would have that mindset, right? So how do you help them, especially being in a school? How do you help them?
Yeah.
Do that, secure attachments when everything feels so fake around them.
The first step is they need to confess the pain, because if you are pointing fingers at anybody, there's something about whatever situation or that person that is bothering you. So first step, confession. Secondly, they have to admit it too. So I feel blank, right? I love speaking to my clients and telling them, how do you feel? Not what she did, not what the situation is, but how do you feel? So I felt disappointed that my friend didn't text back and she wanted to hang out with her boyfriend. Like, you have to name the emotion. And so I have like this emotion chart in my office, and I use it for myself. Sometimes it's hard to identify the emotion, and so the chart helps you say, okay, this is the feeling behind it. And then you realize you're taking ownership of how you feel about the situation instead of pointing fingers about what that person is doing or not doing. Typically, you pointing fingers comes from a void, an unmet need. And so because of that unmet need, you feel like you have the responsibility to point fingers. And so I think the key is to first be honest about how you feel, be vulnerable, be transparent with yourself. I mean, that is freedom in itself. Then when it's time to communicate, you lead with, I felt blank. Can we go about it this way or that way? You set your boundary after that, or you share what your need is after that. And so, yes, being honest, identifying the emotion, and asking for what you need. We're so afraid to ask for what we need. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. Because sometimes, what if that need doesn't get met? That's scary. It's scary that you say, this is what I need, and that person cannot deliver. But the freedom is you shared what you need. Like, that's self-integrity. That alone will get you to the level of confidence that you didn't have before. Just being honest. And so, yes, that is how I go about it for myself too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I think these are, like, again, this is why we talk, this is why we take the time out to have these open spaces to discuss things that seem to be swept under the carpet. They might need to come to the surface a little bit so we all can look at ourselves, how we communicate, our need to communicate, and what it sounds like coming from someone else. Because I've also found that when you only surround yourself with who you feel will tell you what you want to hear, oftentimes you get dull to the truth. Because I'm only really responding to who I want to. And usually it's people that tell us what we want to hear.
Yeah.
So we avoid. I don't want to talk. I don't want to listen. I think that's also why we avoid therapy. I think that's a part of the reason why we avoid therapy, because someone is going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
In that therapy session, that person is going to unravel and unpack all of the things that we hide from other people if they're a good therapist.
Yeah.
So it is avoidance. And I like that you said that we will point fingers at other people to avoid. Sometimes people think you are blaming someone else because you're evil or mean, or you just don't want to take they don't want to take accountability. Well, no, they're avoiding the pain that comes from taking accountability. Because I don't want to say that I hurt this person. Even if I didn't mean to do it, I did it. So it's easier to say you did something wrong to validate those feelings. And I want this generation to never forget the importance of attaching to people in reality, and be honest. I know it's not easy. I'm not trying to sit here and say that it's easy, because It's not, you know, especially, and I'm going to ask the introverts. Introverts I always pick on them too. Like what it is when you I'm going back to you. She will forever be the person that I go back to. One day y'all going to see why I'm always picking on her. So for you, because you've been honest on this platform to talk about, you know, times where expressing yourself was hard. And even because you don't express yourself at times, it being viewed as a weakness, you know? How do you think, you know, now that you've gotten to a place to realize the need to communicate? Like, how do you feel now?
I mean, like, it's still hard sometimes, but I feel like when I keep it inside, it's like it affects every other part of my life. Like, so when I talk about it, like, I'm in a better, like, you know.
She knows what she puts us through. That's why she's laughing.
No, because I was just about to talk about yesterday.
You can. That's a good example. How far you want to go? You don't have to get too, but let's do that. Yes.
Well,
yeah, because we were the products of, you know, we were the ones that she.
I can't wait to hear.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear what happened.
No, something happened in the beginning of the week, and I was hurt by it, like, you know, more than I expected it to. But I didn't want to admit that to myself that I was hurt by it. So I kind of like, it kind of came off in different areas. And
not different areas.
Different areas.
It affected my relationship with them. So, you know, and then when I finally was like, you know, what's wrong with you? And I was, you know, finally honest enough to say that, you know, I didn't feel any pressure. Like the hurt was released, and I don't feel hurt by it no more.
Oh, she was happy after she dragged us.
Yes, I
she got that out of it.
So
now you feel better.
Now we back to playing the games.
Let me right back to bingo.
board game.
Uno. Yeah. Uno out.
I would do it.
Draw four, like.
Draw four. No, it was real time. It was, and you know what's crazy? Again, this is why community is really important.
Yeah.
Because somebody else would have killed her already. Someone else would have. You come on, son. She wouldn't have made it. She wouldn't have made it. But because you have that place in God, that's why it's so good to have God. I'm telling you, you cannot be people that truly love God, serve Him, and have Him in them.
Yeah.
So we both was just looking at her like, you bugged out.
Yeah.
And she was irritable, because this is what happens when you don't express yourself the way you should.
Yeah,
she was snappy and irritable.
It had nothing to do with them.
And
So
nothing
it was
at
like,
all.
I was like,
And I was literally saying, sis,
Like, what's her problem?
You need to sit down. You need to get yourself together. Sit down.
That's real.
And she denied it, you know. She would not. No, what you mean?
no, I'm fine.
You said what you mean.
You know, and then you saw it, and she did. She had the release, and we got to and I'm glad you went straight to it, because you know I was going to unpack you like a suitcase.
Yeah.
I said, and I was saying in my mind, if you're gonna say that you're gonna share, don't play games, share it. Like, let's go. What are we gonna do? And she got straight to what it was, and we, you know, well, that's da. And I think you just needed to release it, even if it wasn't for us to solve it. But I think you needed to say that is what was bothering you. What she did. Let me turn to Tajah. Now I'm a therapist. What she did to her youth pastor, Tajah. She decided to blame me for leaving her and not calling her back.
No.
She needed me. I'm like, what are you talking
She did
about?
that to me too.
Oh,
both of us. Yeah,
so now
both of
she's
us.
attacking my seed.
Yeah.
It's coming after my only child. Right?
That's not what happened.
She was like,
I'm saying,
she was like,
Oh,
oh,
God.
you
I was
didn't call us
projecting.
back.
yeah.
I love that you're aware. She's like, yeah, I was definitely
She was.
projecting.
And we let her go. We didn't,
Yeah.
you know, it was just, but that's a good, thank you for sharing that truthful spot. You know how many relationships are ruined over stuff like that?
Yeah, assumptions.
It's just
and-
assumptions. We don't even take the time to see what's wrong. For me, I could have taken that and just been mad at her. Now I'm mad at her.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really like why I want this generation to keep on pushing as much as they can to express themselves and not be afraid. And be okay with vulnerability when things bother you. It's okay. I always tell them, you can be mad. How many days do you have?
3 days.
3
Yeah.
days.
Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Yes.
The
3
back
days.
wall knows this too. She put her 3 up. You got 3 days.
Yeah.
You 3 days to be mad. I looked at coming to service. We worship at. Don't pay them no mind. They'll be all right.
Right.
You got 3 days, and you feel how you want to feel, and be okay with it. But after them 3 days, we gonna have to fix this. Because the girls is the problem. I'm gonna be honest with you. We boys is not a problem. These girls in this youth ministry, I don't know about anybody else's. I'm gonna tell on them. They're crazy. I don't know what's wrong with them, and I know I can't use that word. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to offend nobody. They're emotionally unstable in all their ways. Yeah. So they can be. And I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? She acting weird. What are you talking about? Did you talk to the person? And then the person is looking, going, I'm about to be homeless next week. I'm like, you were mad at this person for that? Anyway, we'll move on.
Yeah, I mean, emotional intelligence is necessary. That's like one of my passions. I love talking about.
Tell us what that is, so people don't know. What is emotional intelligence?
How can I explain it? I would say emotional intelligence is the ability to, like you mentioned, communicate effectively, to be honest about your feelings effectively to yourself. Yeah, it's hard for me to put it in words, but that's what I would say emotional intelligence is. It's just simply being honest about your feelings and how you show up in the world with your feelings and with others' feelings. It's also about others. I think that's the important thing about emotional intelligence, is like the being able to hold somebody else's feelings. So that's kind of what you did with her and you did with her. Like your emotional intelligence held her, no offense, lack of emotional. But it's okay because
she's fine. She's good.
Yeah.
Thank you for being honest.
Yes.
Because somebody needed to hear that, and a lot of us go through it. I have times.
Yeah, we
go
all
through it,
do.
and somebody else. That was good. I have one more. Just not two. It's more for you, because you poured out so much, and I can see how much you give and what you do. So because you pour out clinically and spiritually into others, I know that can be draining. Incredibly draining, I'm pretty sure. So as a young woman carrying both of these mantles, what does your personal soul care routine look like to avoid your own burnout?
So a lot of lamenting.
Weeping.
I be weeping, y'all. Like, I did it yesterday. So I think, I know. For me, lamenting, getting in the secret place is very important to me. Making sure that I'm on my face and like spending time with God. I like to go away sometimes, so nature walks and being at the beach, being in the sun, like that's so important to me. Just being able to go away. That's it. That's the main thing. Like, I have a relationship with Jesus where it's like he's really like that's everything to me, because I know what it's like when I didn't have him. Like, I was a chicken, a loose-headed chicken, right? And so I love that the relationship I have with Jesus really does like pour back into me, because when you have the grace for something, I believe God has given me the grace for what I do. So I don't get burnt out a lot. But when I do get burnt out, and it's typically my personal stuff, not like other people's stuff, when I do get burnt out, I have to go away. I have to draw away, like go on the mountaintop, like how Jesus did. Go on the mountaintop, go away a little bit. Also speaking to my leaders and my church, they are phenomenal. I have a lot of like auxiliaries at my church, so I'm in a bunch of them, but they all are so different and purposeful. And so every leader that I have has poured into me. And then the love that my church displays too, everyone just cares about one another. We may not always be attentive to one another all the time, but when we are, it's like, hey, let's talk. So community, that's huge. And then I have like dogs, and I have a cat, and all the things.
Right.
Great
Place
siblings.
for you.
Yes, I have siblings that I love, that I'm always with. But Jesus is number one. That is like Jesus, my time with him. Yeah.
That's soul stirring. That's soul fulfilling, because you have to have something. And some of us do run on E. You know? And you know too, like that was another thing towards the end. How were you feeling? Because I remember you were like constantly crying out for God to like replenish and fill you. Like, how is that too? Like when you on that like E, like.
Just to piggyback with what you were saying, like I had to go to God, but also like there were times where, you know, on my breaks, like I would go to like a waterfront, or, you know, find an area where I can just, you know, relax, or maybe take a nap in the car, like
Mm-hmm.
something,
Right.
you know. So, yeah, I would do that. Yeah, just spend time with God. Yeah, that's really,
Yeah. This was a great interview.
yeah.
I really enjoyed having you come.
Yes.
I knew it would be a good one. So I'm just glad that you came and you took the time out of your schedule to visit with us. I learned a lot. I enjoyed
Yeah.
this very much. I told y'all season 4 is here. I love the conversations. I love how everyone is opening up and being comfortable, and you made it very easy for us. Before we get out of here, I do want you to tell everyone where they can find you, even if they're looking for clinical services, and all, you know, about your own your own endeavors, the things that you have. Where can they find you with that?
Yeah. So am I looking at this camera, or it doesn't matter?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're
Okay.
fine. Bass gonna hook you up.
So The Way Counts on Instagram is my main page, but then also you can find me on Psychology Today at Taja Arnold. If you're interested in therapy, on top of that, I also have like coaching things that I do. So if you're interested in coaching and not the therapy route, you can find me on Instagram, the link in my bio. And Born with a Crown, I'm just trying to slowly and surely allow God to share with me what he needs me to do with that, because even though it is a brand, I know at a certain point it's going to be a ministry.
Absolutely.
And that scares me, but I'm equipped for it because he's called me.
Yeah.
And so that's the main thing, just touching people, reaching people, serving, and using my voice, because this is not normal for me. I definitely understand where you come from. Like, this is not normal for me, but I'm here and I have to walk in obedience.
Yep.
And so I thank you.
Oh,
and thank
no,
you guys for allowing me to be here. This is my first time doing anything like this. And
Oh,
so
wow. Welcome. You did
Thanks.
awesome.
Oh,
couldn't
thank
tell.
you.
Very, very natural. And I felt that you were
you.
genuinely authentic. And I do want you to know, like I tell everyone, I reached out for you because of God. I say this every time people come. They don't believe me, but it is him. I went back and forth about you for a while. Should I don't know. That she knows. I don't, you know, because I don't always understand it. So it's hard for me when I don't have a valid thing. But when I come, I know it's a divine connection. Whether it's good or bad, it's always a teaching.
Yeah.
You know, but you were spot on with exactly what I was hoping would happen when you came. So I'm really glad. We want to let you know that we are praying. We will, right? You know, keep you in prayer as a young woman of God, your ministry and all the great things that you're doing. We're all a part of one body. So you still have a connection with us. I hope that doesn't end. We're always here. We're always open to fellowship, to help, you know, to do whatever. We also know what it is to have great leadership. We do too. Yeah, we got a
that's good.
spiritual bishop, pastor, mama, mentor, leader.
on.
She's
I gotta come
she's
to y'all
beautiful.
church.
You should. You really should. You would
What? I
enjoy
need to
it.
come.
Yeah, we're gonna do all that off camera. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching us. Please follow us at Creative Speak on Instagram. Okay, we're also on TikTok. You know, we were doing pretty good on
Follow
TikTok.
us.
We're gonna be doing some more stuff. God's Girl with Saray. Her segment is doing really, really well.
Riri.
So proud of what God is doing in her life. So you can also see at God's Girl with Saray on our YouTube channel and also on her Instagram page at Just Marquise. If you're looking for music, for covers, look out for him. He's getting ready to do his own thing, a podcasting segment that's going to be coming. And our baby, Lori. She is Confessions of a Church Girl in Cleveland, Ohio. She's also a segment. So we're really grateful that our podcasting community is growing with young believers and just all who love God and just want to put forward what they're doing for the world. So share, right? Share it. Share this interview. We're going to be posting these clips, and we just want to say thank you. Thank you for the support. And we are officially out of here. Shout out to the young people that's in the back against the wall. They're going to be at
They
the
all
table.
did this.
They doing like
I
this.
did the same thing.
They
All
like
went
this.
like
So we are out of here. Shout out to Bass, who we love so much. As a matter of fact, we is Bass. Guys. Bye, guys. Bye.
Voices rising to the sky.